Hey, welcome to the DVB channel. Today we are taking a look at Imperdramon. Yes, the one from the upcoming structure decks. So, we do not have a complete list out yet, but however, I would like to still showcase the potential of the deck. With its limited reviews, the deck has already some awesome synergy. So, we'll be having it face the current popular Purple Cerberus deck here, which is the new Day of Light option from BT7, has actually given this specific build to shine as you are able to spawn the werewolf mode from the drop zone for some extended plays. Now without further ado, let's dive right into the game itself, as we actually do see the level 4 vanilla from the Imperdramon player side, as he does want to push some damage early game, but we do see the purple player actually start throwing bodies at the security, putting him to 3 security, but now does activate the Demi-Merriman skill to actually discard the Lucemon, preparing it for a DOA in the future turns, as he does hardcore Gabumon to pass the turn. Now with the newly introduced structure deck for Imperdramon, is actually focused on Jogress, which is also known as DNA Evolution as well for the English side. Now this new mechanic does encourage you to play a lot of level 4, so in this case we do have actually Stingmon and the XVmon. And actually they do introduce this new XVmon, which is just a 3 cost hardcore if you do have a green Digimon on the field. So we shall see how the player will actually demonstrate the Imperdramon deck will actually perform without even a full review. And we do see a Gazimon being hardcore here after leaving the security for the green player at 2. Now let's go for the Stingmon here to evolve to just 1 cost and putting 1 memory to the purple player there, and the purple player will move out the Ice One, swing the security there. Does actually evolve it to the werewolf mode here because it's 9k DP. What can possibly go wrong as the Stingmon is being pushed up here, evolving to the XVmon first, which does have jamming, and he's introduced the EX01, does hit security, but thanks to the jamming, he doesn't die. Now he's gonna go for the Jogress here. Now he's gonna put 2 Digimons on top of each other and then going for the Pilgramon. Now, basically the ESS or rather Digisource effect are actually stacked to 1 Digimon here, so in this case the Pilgramon is looking very stacked here with just plus 3k DP there, overcoming that werewolf mode and then gaining that 1 memory through the Stingmon ESS skill. Now the Gabumon actually activates his deck as well and then the Merriman skill, so it's actually filtering hard, and we do filter out the Ice One here. But Pilgramon does restand once per turn and hitting the security once again, and it's going to further evolve to the Imperdramon. Now Imperdramon does have a very unique ability, given that it does introduce you a flooding kind of playstyle, which is similar to Lord Nightmon, but it's just cooler because it's Imperdramon. So we do see a Stingmon and XVmon on the side of the field now, and we do realize that this game suddenly turned in tempo, actually favouring for the Imperdramon player, even though the purple player was actually throwing a lot of bodies in the early game. But let's go for the Jet right here, putting it to 3 memory, going for the ultimate sacrifice, which is also known as Dead or Alive, card calling that actually Lucemon Chaosmon from the drop zone, killing off the Imperdramon, but with the XVmon and the Stingmon on the field, which is actually superior caught by the Imperdramon, is going to go for the game here, and we will be moving on to game 2. Now the Imperdramon player actually start first in this game, evolving to the Agumon here, and then evolving to the XVmon. Now what makes these new dual color decks so special is because they actually can evolve on top of each other despite the color themselves, because look at XVmon, you can actually evolve on top of green, so you can actually play around stronger rookie for the green side, especially the Agumon and the better Digitamas that blue might not have. And it can be also vice versa, so people can actually play green level 4 Stingmons on top of blue Digitama if they do wish so. Now we do see the Tepemon hitting to a security here, hitting to the new one, which basically bounce and actually rest one of the Digimon, and the Gazimon is being rested here, which is very vulnerable to that Pilgramon swing in the next turn, but it does evolve to the Ice One first and actually further evolving to the Cerberus mode to actually hope to filter further. Now the Pilgramon will definitely be swinging over that, but he does hatch to the Minamon first, and then evolving to the Agumon. We'll be swinging like I mentioned just now, and I'll be activating the skill of the Cerberus, so it's basically a Gabumon skill, drawing 2, discarding 1, and we do see actually playing the Mimi here. So what makes Mimi so good, especially in Imperdramon now, because the Dino Beamon, Pilgramon and Imperdramon are actually green Digimons, which really fulfill the condition for Mimi. Now the purple player does hardcore a Cerebrosmon here, which is actually quite sad for his side because he doesn't have much move to make, and the Pilgramon actually be swinging the security with confidence thanks to the jamming that XVmon give, and we do see an evolution to the Stingmon here. He does hardcore the XVmon, which I mentioned just now, which is basically 3 costs, and now he's going to go Jogress here into the Pilgramon, which allows him to actually bounce a 6k DP below to the bottom of the deck, and that Cerebrosmon is gone. And I must say, the purple player is not having the best time of his life for sure in this game, but we do see the Mimi being activated here thanks to the Pilgramon being a green Digimon, and he's able to actually evolve to a rookie here, but we do see Ultimate Sacrifice on the purple player side, so a turn events as he does kill the Piltramon. So he's going to cast the option here, which is a new one, and actually bounce the Lucemon back to hand, making him to actually have to only hardcore it or rather filter again, dropping into the drop zone, which is actually a tedious process because it should have already been done so in the previous turns. Now he does actually discard it anyway, he does hardcore another Lucemon from his hand to kill off that Piltramon, giving him actually 7 memory. Now 7 memory is pretty much, but we shall see how he's going to abuse it, but he does start off the turn with the Davis here, putting him to 3 already, and then able to pick up the Stingmon, and the XVmon there, so that's a +1, which is very nice, and he does evolve to the Stingmon here. It's going to further hardcore the XVmon, which is going to be a very familiar sight, passing back just 1 memory to the Lucemon player. So PTA is coming out with the potential fighter mode, and I'm very excited for Imperdramon because Imperdramon is just such a handsome card, man. And the Lucemon does swing at the security here, not fearing of his death. And we do see him actually evolve to Demi-Meramon, but actually going for a Jet Raid and hardcore another Lucemon to actually kill off the Stingmon. Man, the Stingmon is definitely overkilled there, and we do have 10 memory for him to start the turn off, as he does hatch to his last Digitama here. So I want to address that these decks are actually just in the drafting phase. I just want to showcase to you guys how the decks will be like. So he's actually not playing 5 Digitama, which he does tell me in the end that he does really prefer playing 5 because Mimi does accelerate the Digitamas very quickly. And you do want to have 5 to actually optimize for the potential of a game, especially Mimi is always pushing out that nursery Digimon. Now he does actually go for the option once again, putting that Lucemon back to hand. Man, that option is actually quite hard to cast because you do need to have 2 of the colors on the field, but thanks to that Mimi and Davis synergy, and especially that Imperdramon being a blue and a green together, making that option cast rather easily. Now we do see him actually evolving to the Vanilla here, and then hardcalling a Vmon, which is also introduced in the new starter deck, allowing you to search the top 3 for green or blue Digimon if I'm not mistaken, and he does pick up the Dino Vmon there, which does allow him to actually rest one of the Digimons. And he's going to go for the Ninghotmon here to do a perfect clear. Now Ninghotmon doesn't really see much play, or rather it's not exactly a flexible card to play with, especially with blue, or rather in just decks in general, because you do need Digiburst 4, and Digiburst 4 is not exactly achievable because you do need to push it out from nursery fresh, and then going for Ninghotmon, which people can read sometimes, but with the introduction of the Jogress evolution or the DNA evolution, really accelerates or rather makes Ninghotmon plays very flexible, which actually caught the purple player off guard in this case. And we do see him actually go for the Yamato here to actually pick up the Jack Raid to hand, but the Ninghotmon will be swinging at security, hitting to an Ultimate Sacrifice, which allows him to actually call the Lucemon again and go to aim for the Vmon so that he doesn't take one more security attack. And he's going to hardcore the Terriermon here to actually lock down the potential play of a Werewolf mode and the DOA option. Now this is gonna hurt for the purple player here as he does push out the Icemon for nursery, going for a security check but doesn't hit into a Digimon or rather something that kills it, so the Icemon not dying is definitely a pain to the heart. And it's gonna evolve the Icemon here to a Cerebrusmon and hopefully potentially draw for the Werewolf mode, but because the Terriermon is actually making it stuck, and we do see him actually evolve to the Lilithmon to actually pass the turn, picking up 2 options from the drop zone here, or Jack Raid and Ultimate Sacrifice. And the Ninghotmon will swing for the last security here, and this will be game as he does have 2 Digimons. This is the Imperdramon list you guys might be interested in. On the other hand, this is the Cerebrusmon deck list that you guys might be interested as well. Thank you guys for watching till the end, and do consider subscribing, dropping a like and a comment if you guys do enjoy the content.